This podcast is brought to you by Most Valuable Podcasts, saving your day from boredom with the best podcasting entertainment.
Hello and welcome, superfans. This is your weekly episode of All Things Chicago Sports. I'm your host, Dave Oster. Across from me is the original man-child himself, Ricky Widmer.
My laptop is broken.
Very broken.
Like, for my YouTube family out there, this is it standing up normal. And now
that's
it's
where it is. Just wedge something behind it to keep it standing up.
Well, that's what I'm trying, but I can't find anything big enough. That's what she said. Can't find anything big enough, Dave.
There's literally so many things like right behind you that you could use for it.
That'll work,
there you
I
go.
think. And then until it breaks. Because here's the thing that's throwing me off. Because this happened while I was at work today. Yep. The space on the left side is like between the back and the front.
Yeah, between the screen and the case.
And the last time I had a laptop do this, I went to press it shut, and all it was a pop, and then the screen from that corner just dissolved away. And there was a black screen. And I was like,
Not doing that again.
I can't use my screen anymore.
Not doing that again.
So I'm being very delicate with it so that we don't break my laptop.
Anyway, after that behind-the-scenes peek at Ricky Widmer's life.
I feel like, and you can disagree with me, I was listening to one of the podcasts I like, and they were going on a 30-minute conversation about Christmas on a gaming podcast.
Sure.
And the boss came in and was like, hey, get to the show. And the hosts were like, but this is what they really come for. This is what the fans really come for. They come for you and I talking about bullshit, and then we throw in the sports that we talk about.
We're about to talk about the Bears, and the comment section really doesn't appreciate the Packers. Or not the Packers. The Vikings fan in the room.
I mean, that's why I'm not wearing my hoodie. I just will never wear my hoodie again.
Lesson learned.
I'm super fans. I didn't want to wear it last week, but I just forgot the first segment, and then continuity, like, you got to keep it on.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk Bears today. They literally last night go ahead and beat the shit out of the Dallas Cowboys. It was not a close.
It was the Cowboys.
It was not a close match. That's the first team in your NFC East right there.
The NFC East isn't that tough.
That's your number one seed on their second 3-game losing streak of the year. Anyway, Bears won. Things are wonderful here. So we're going to talk Bears. We're going to talk more Bears. And then we're going to wrap things up with a Bulls session with our patron, Sam. If you want to be a patron like Sam, you can check us out on patreon.com/mostvaluablepodcast. The $1 tier gets you into our Discord. We do weekly watch-alongs for NBA games, special events. I think we're going to do for like some of the wrestling stuff Ricky's really into, I'm into, Jake's into.
I don't know about TLC, man. Like, we have
a mystery card.
We are 9 days away.
Mystery.
Not even 9 days. I think we're
next
8
Sunday,
days now. And we know nothing.
Yep.
We know nothing.
So special events, we like to share that. We like to have those events with you guys and experience it with you guys. So that's what that's all about. The $10 tier gets you on our show. We have 2 new patrons this week, this month, I should say, who are joining us.
I should look up
I want to give
names.
them a special shout out.
Dave's like, but I don't
I'm going
have
to keep
this
stalling.
in me.
Ricky's got the patron info, so he's going to be logging in as I speak.
I'm just looking at my email. One is Alexis, and then one is our good friend Batal, right?
Oh.
Batal, Bilal, right?
It's draft season again. That's why.
It's Bilal Overton, because I added a T in. Batal, no, it's Bilal Overton and Alexis.
Oh my God. So yeah, it's going to be a great time. We're going to have 2 new patrons on, bringing you new episodes. I can't wait. I'm super excited about it. I was telling Ricky, I was like, this is going to be great.
I wonder, let's see, did they reply back to Sean's email?
Get a scheduling update live?
Let's see.
This is action-packed Bears intro. Like, can you guys feel this Bears segment?
John's going to be on the fast break per usual.
Yep.
And then Alexis will also be on the fast break. He wants to talk about DeAndre Ayton.
Dope.
What to expect from him coming back.
Dope.
So that's 2 things we can look for in the future.
I love it. Anyway, you guys are probably wondering, isn't this supposed to be a Bears episode about Mitchell Trubisky?
We'll get there.
It's now like 6 minutes into this episode.
They're coming for us, Dave. 2 good-looking guys. 2 wild and crazy guys.
You keep trying to sell that story. We'll see how many people leave by the time we get the when's the start in the comment section. We'll give you the link. Don't worry about it, Chief. But yeah, Mitchell Trubisky had probably his best performance of the year. Pretty close to it, if not. And I think a lot of fans are starting to go, all right, we got 3 games in a row we won. We got 4 wins out of the last 5 games. Get a little momentum going. Mitch not looking as bad towards the end of the year. has Mitchell Trubisky saved his job and his career as the Bears franchise quarterback?
So I'm going to play hard, like, I wanted to say devil's advocate, but it's not even devil's advocate. No, he hasn't. And the reason why is, as a non-Bears fan, I feel like I'm going to be Sean, because Sean's not the Bears fan, or not the Bulls fan, so he's harsh on the Bulls.
True. We got to have that outside opinion.
I'm going to be harsh on the Bears here.
Yeah.
Who have you played in the last 3?
Yep.
Who have you played? And I know people are going to say you can only play who's on your schedule, but you beat a 2-10 Giants team, which you almost lost that game. If Daniel Jones didn't do what he usually does and fumble the ball away,
Daniel Jones did.
Daniel Jones did. If he didn't do that, you probably lose that game. They go to them 3-9 right now, and he's getting benched, but I think he's getting benched because of injury. Then you play the Lions, who are 3-8-1, and they didn't even have Matthew Stafford, and you almost lost that game. And then you convincingly beat a Cowboys team that is now 6-7, and Stephen A. Smith has mocked all year, and they're in probably the worst division in all football, the NFC least.
But they are in first place in their division, are they not?
Because they're 4-0 against that crappy division.
Are they not?
I almost said crap-ass division.
Yep.
They're 4-0 against that crap-ass division.
Point being, Bears are on a heater, and you're trying to dismiss us for just, getting by. Look, we are winning games. Mm-hmm. This is great. This is where what we should have been earlier this year.
Uh-huh.
Our offense is clicking. Our defense is doing well. And somehow everybody's going down with injuries, but we're still moving forward. We've got basically practice squatters on our tight end position, and they're performing better than our starters were, which I don't have an answer for how that's happening. But they look great. I mean, maybe it's the fact that the Cowboys can't tackle. That helped us a lot last night. Point being, Mitch looked really clean last night, and I think my big takeaways from that game, watching it after the fact, I had recorded it because I wanted to watch it, but I was doing the watch along.
Yeah,
so it was
you guys were watching the NBA
simultaneously
games.
Going. So when I went back and watched it, it was actually pretty crazy to see how quick Mitch got the ball out of his hands. He was decisive. He made sure that it wasn't 3-step drop, taking 5 steps, taking 7 steps, holding too long. He was clicking. He was thinking on his feet. And honestly, that's what they needed to do. We've been talking about it. The fact that he can't, the route progression, that can you go from receiver 1 to receiver 2 to receiver 3? Can you look off safeties? They came up with a game plan around the fact that he was able to quickly get the ball out of his hands. And when he was getting rid of it, he was throwing darts, which, a couple of those throws were dangerous. That touchdown throw to Allen Robinson, where he literally hit him in the end zone, and it was the shared possession, or what's that called when they both kind of catch at the same time? There's a term for it, I know.
Yeah.
And NBA, NFL refs have. But basically, Robinson caught it, and the defender had a hand in there on the ball, and when the little scrum broke out and defender walked away with the ball, no, sorry, touchdown first. Tie goes to the receiver. But yeah.
I'm trying to look up that term.
It was like shared possession or something.
Yeah.
But, the Bears' offense clicked, and a lot of it was run after the catch. A lot of it was, post-contact yardage. But the point is, maybe that's how you get the most out of Mitch Trubisky. That's when he's looked his best. You set up those short bubble screens. You set up those the backfield tosses to get him comfortable. And then he feels more confidence throwing darts midfield and taking a look at a longer throw. So for me, I'm personally impressed by this because not only was he doing all of that, he also was able to do it with his legs, which we love watching. He had a quarterback keeper for a touchdown, like a 20-yard run, which was really nice. The one thing, it's interesting. We talked about get him out in space, move him out of the pocket. He didn't need that.
Yeah.
It was get rid of the ball quickly. And this seems to be the best form of Mitch since statistically pretty good, pretty great game. But we watched Mitch last year, and he had kind of gotten better as the year went on, and we were hoping he'd pick up from that year-end momentum. Instead, it was we're restarting again. And I wonder if it's just the thing. He's just a cold starter on the season. Maybe his off-season workout's not as great as it could be. But all I know is this is probably the best he's been playing since the end of last year. And do you think this inconsistency in his play, his job's still up for grabs?
So Bears fans right now, because I know how Chicagoans think, because I am one, is you're on cloud 9 right now.
Absolutely.
Oh, Mitch, I never doubted you. I knew you had it in you all along. bucko.
He's had the physical tools the whole time.
I know, but it's like Bears fans now will be like, I never doubted you for a second, Mitch. I was behind you. Bullshit.
He was statistically a terrible quarterback. It's okay. I know it.
But the big thing for me that I can't help but look at, and I know that there will be people out there that go, oh, but these games were close. It doesn't matter if they were close.
Dallas wasn't close.
No. We were bashing Mitch when they were happening.
Yeah.
Look at the other teams, except for maybe the Raiders, like the Packers. I'd even take that game and push it to the side because week one, nobody played the preseason anyway. So it was basically like preseason light.
It was pretty bad, yeah.
The Saints, that was a team, they beat you. Yes, we had the special teams issues in that game. Yeah. You had the safety in that game. But that was one without Mitch. And I know Teddy Bridgewater was playing really well this year. But that's a playoff team. Yeah. You couldn't beat them. The Chargers, who have been up and down this year.
Hey, we know what happened in that game.
And it's like... The Chargers
that was not
also,
our fault.
And that was also the Matt Nagy decision of like, why didn't you run it? Why didn't you try to
it's not our
get
fault.
it a little closer?
That's
the Eagles.
He did enough
another
to win.
team that I would say are and that's the thing where the Eagles and Cowboys. I would say the Eagles are better than the Cowboys at this point, although the Cowboys are a record ahead because...
I disagree.
Let me see. How many times have they played each other?
Phillies just, like, they play up and down to their opponents so hard. Like, it's disgusting.
When they played down to the Dolphins the other week.
Like, I would hate to be a fan having to endure that, like, you're so much better than this. Why are you doing this to yourself kind of a moment?
I mean, don't you get that sometimes as a Bulls fan?
Oh my God, don't even.
We play up against the Grizzlies or we play up against the Lakers, but we still lose in the end.
Yeah.
But for me with the Bears, before we start saying Mitch has saved his job, let's see what he does in the next three. The next three are the tests. Like, if we're studying for the ACT, Dave, the SAT, these first three games, the Giants, Lions, and Cowboys, this was the PSAT, Dave. The practice test. How do you do coming into the last three? Because you get the Packers in Lambeau. That's going to be tough. They're a tough team anyways. They're playing really good this year. They've got Super Bowl aspirations this year. Like, actually legit Super Bowl aspirations. Like, this is probably the best defense that Aaron Rodgers has had
I
with
agree.
him in
but they're
some
not
time.
Stellar.
But
they're very good.
Still think
they're very good.
They're better than what the Bears have played, which will be a big test for Mitch. Then you got the Kansas City Chiefs. They're always a tough one because, of course, the defense isn't like a shutdown defense, but they're no joke, and Patrick Mahomes can light up a scoreboard. Can Mitch keep up with Patrick Mahomes? That's the big test in that one. And then the Vikings, where in that one, I feel like you have to win going into Minnesota because if you win the next two, then your playoff lives are on the line, possibly. And if the Bears go 0-3 in these next three, I'm just throwing it out there because it's a possibility. Yeah. You'll probably go, knowing the Bears, you'll probably go 1-2. You'll beat the Vikings somehow and then find a way to lose to the Packers.
Don't we
and Chiefs.
Always beat the Vikings?
I mean, in the last few years, you've had our number. Like,
we got
in the last,
down.
In the last year, I don't think you guys beat us 2 years ago twice, but last year you swept us.
We put Dalvin Cook behind bars. That guy was not getting
Dalvin
out.
Cook was injured last year.
No, I'm saying the early
first game. Yeah. But last year you swept us. But let's see, 2017. Yeah, 2017 we had your number with. That was the 5-11 year though. Yeah. Last year you did have our number.
Yeah, that was the end of an era.
But at the same time, different Kirk Cousins too. Last year's Kirk Cousins compared to this year's Kirk Cousins is a lot different too.
Post week 4, pre-week 4 Kirk Cousins. Like, I mean, are we talking the one who can throw the ball or the one whose job is to throw 6 passes a game?
It's crazy going into the Monday night game when ESPN analysts are asking him, "Where's your name in the MVP discussion?" I was like, shit, are we really talking about that? Let's not get him ahead of himself. He doesn't need the MVP, but that's besides the story. Yeah. I just think the next three are the big barometer. If Mitch plays this well or even a step below, he's still got to play well. If he plays well in the next three, then he can keep his job.
He broke some minor records with his performance last night. Doing what he did. Completion percentage plus rushing plus touchdowns. He had a very good game. I think what it comes down to is let's break down game by game then, performance-wise. expectations going into the Packers game, like you said, they're a good defense, but they do allow a lot of yards. So the nice thing is, if we can get into decent range, it's just, if we can get the ball moving on that team, they don't give up a ton of points, but if we can get the ball moving, we're going to have to rely on our boy Eddie Pinheiro, who, dicey.
I will say the funniest thing I saw was the clip yesterday of pregame. They go to show Eddie Pinheiro. Oh, he's warming up for 50. Oh, no, he shaked it.
Don't.
Just shanked it to the left.
They need to just turn off cameras when he's warming up.
I think it was was it ESPN or was it NFL? They're like, oh, no, you jinxed him. You jinxed him. It was seriously. It made me laugh, and it just made me laugh. But I mean, the thing with that, I think the Packer game also has big implications for Matt Nagy as well.
Yeah,
because I know Matt Nagy last year went 1-1 against the Packers. If you again go 0-2 to the Packers, one thing that got Lovie Smith fired was not beating the Packers, even though he had a pretty good record overall against the Packers. I think the year he was fired, he went 0-2 against the Packers. But I mean, you got to beat Green Bay. If you can't beat Green Bay, that's a knock against you, quarterback and coach. So with me, it's maybe not you can't go out there and have a hot garbage game.
Right.
But you don't have to throw an immaculate game. You just got to win that game for Bears fans to be happy. Because we know that Bears-Packers games are going to be ugly and messy.
There's always a level of competition there. There's a hatred that's on the field. It is what it is.
Oldest rivalry in football.
It's fantastic to watch, and I'm hoping it's going to be a cold one too. I know next
week.
Those
cold, frozen tundra
next week,
Lambeau
Wednesday,
field?
We're supposed to have 11 degrees.
That's what Sam was saying in our
So
Discord.
I'm down for
insider information.
Let's get a frozen tundra going. Let's do it up. Let's see how we do in the cold.
Let's see. Lovey's last year. Yeah, Lovey's last year, you went 0-2 against the Packers.
And that's what did it.
And your last win with Lovie Smith was the regular season of 2010.
Yeah, well, we had other coaches between, No.
I'm saying from Lovey's last season was 2012.
Yeah.
His last win was 2010. So you
against
went
the Packers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight losses against the Packers before enough was enough.
Did you know Aaron Rodgers is good at football?
He's very good at football.
Fucking what? We get it, kid.
And the Bears since then, like you've said, have had different coaches.
Yep.
The only times you were able to win is 2013 you guys won 27-20. 2015 you won 17-13. And last year 24-17.
Yeah. So we're due for a split. That's fine. Let's split it up.
Another split.
Look, the point is their defense lets up yards. Whether we can finish those drives or not, I've got concerns. Mitch Trubisky, red zone. This week, he threw a fucking 2 great passes for touchdowns. One got in the end zone because, broken tackles. And then the other one he rushed in. So, 50-50 on the, confidence meter right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's a fair matchup. I think he has a chance to have another solid game. But if the weather comes in there and hits us hard, be prepared for a lot of Dave Montgomery. That's all I'm saying. But you get the following week, Patrick Mahomes, and that team.
It's a big one.
Dude, that game's going to be amazing.
And
that's a showdown.
It's also got the connotation for Mitch. I know Mitch isn't going to think this way, but we will, because that's what we do. We talk about these things.
We do.
It's going to have the connotation of if Mahomes comes in and lights it up, and he looks phenomenal like usual, and Mitch doesn't, many people, even though it's not justified in Mahomes' case, because who was going to take Mahomes over? People were talking Watson and Trubisky at the top of the draft. There are people that are going to say, see, look at it. He got outplayed by someone in his draft class. So people,
that was apparent day one, though.
That connotation will be there if he gets showed up.
We
by
took
Patrick
the project
Mahomes.
kid. We took the blank slate. We didn't take the champion. We didn't take the kid with a rocket for an arm.
Really, no, when Patrick Mahomes, when the Chiefs traded up for him, it was a shock. That's all you needed to know. It was
I'd love to go back and show our
up.
takes on that. I'm just saying.
I remember it happened because I was at your house.
I know.
And I was like, really? Patrick Mahomes that high?
Yep.
That high?
That high.
The voice gets higher.
He's that good.
High?
But yeah, again, I think shootout could happen. I think that could be a fun one. And again, their defense, middle tier. They're middle to bad. So I'm all for it. And then you wrap up against the Vikings, the team that we've had the number for the last year and a half. Let's do it. You said tough games, and I agree they're going to be tough games, but offensively, he should be able to move the ball on all three of these teams.
Yeah, but every time this year we've said, "Oh, Mitch should be able to do this." He hasn't.
He did last night.
Yeah, but
he did the week before that.
Even coming into this Thursday game, we weren't the most optimistic. Like, we weren't like the sky is falling like we are when we talk about the Bulls.
I got you.
But we weren't super optimistic. Like, we did not, none of us, Sean, nor me, thought that the Bears were going to walk in and just dominate that game.
True. I don't disagree with any of that, but the point is that we did, and it did happen.
Yeah, no, it happened. But I'm just saying, like, expectations, just because we expect...
I think Sean's rooting for Mitch Trubisky to suck terribly.
Yeah,
Sean,
I think
don't let me put words in your mouth here. You let us know. I think Sean was trying to root for Mitch to do terribly over the next 3 weeks, so there wasn't a hard decision.
Yeah.
I think the problem is if Mitch does well the next 3 weeks, what do we do?
Because
do we still draft
it's a
somebody
Chicago
for competition? Do we still go out in free agency and sign someone, who can be a competitor and who can push him? Or do we just take the lazy route and sign, an undrafted pick an undrafted pick, or a bottom tier quarterback who we know has no competition level.
Well, it's how many times in Chicago sports have we seen either with a coach, a player, where it's like on the hot seat, gonna get fired, and then it's like, oh, they saved their job. They did enough to save it, and in the end, it wasn't like all right, this is a turning point, and they took off from there. It was just no, we should have got rid of them here, although it's like the kid that goes, hey, I've got an F, 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 F. Hey, I got an A. F, F. Like, it didn't change anything. You just, hey, you got an A once. How many times have we seen that in our sports history?
Yeah.
And I think from Sean, and yet again, Sean, I'm putting words in your mouth, let me know. I think from Sean's point of view, it's kind of like I don't want to see that happen again. Like, he wants Mitch to either be good and be the guy, or Mitch to suck and not be the guy, so it's a clean off.
We need consistency out of Mitch, and that's going to go the farthest way. So I think to wrap up this, back and forth, it's just if Mitch, he has all the opportunity in the world. These next 3 games, he has not cemented it yet. What we've seen so far this year has been the worst of Mitch and the best of Mitch. We need to land on consistency these last couple of games. 3 teams, 3 great matchups where he's going to probably have a chance. I think in one of these games, there'll be a game-winning drive.
Yeah.
He'll have the chance to. I don't know if he'll win or not. I'm just going to toss out there. All 3 are going to be, 2 of the 3 are going to be close games. I have a bad feeling about that Chiefs. Ooh.
Do you think the Chiefs come in and blow you out?
I got a bad feeling about that game.
Okay, even though it's in Chicago.
I know.
Okay.
It just got feelings, man.
Is it 2 road games? Yeah. So, no. I'm looking at the Bears schedule from 2017.
We're at Packers.
2 road games. So
back at home.
Damn, you're ending the season back-to-back in Minnesota. Like, last year you ended in Minnesota. This year you ended in Minnesota.
Hey, if it's a chance for a playoff spot, what better way to have that game?
And I'm telling you, if the Bears and Vikings is for a playoff spot, that's going to be a Sunday night game. Like, I have a feeling it's going to be.
That down, yeah. No, I'd be super excited about that.
Because let's see, now I'm curious to see what the other 17 games are. So if the Bears and Packers,
who's
Bears and
right
Vikings are, there's no night.
Oh, okay.
So they keep them
keep it open.
They keep them open so they can flex one. If the Bears Vikings is for a playoff spot, that should be Sunday night. The other games we have is Jets Bills won't fucking matter.
No.
Browns Bengals won't matter. Cowboys Redskins won't matter. Packers Lions won't. Chargers Chiefs won't. Giants Eagles, Patriots Dolphins, Falcons Bucks, Saints Panthers is done. Colts Jags is done. There's one game.
What's that?
2 games. Fuck, 2 games. One is Titans Texans.
Nobody cares.
If they're fighting for the division, though,
nobody cares.
The other one, Seahawks Niners for the NFC West in Seattle.
Yeah,
I think that's the clear number 1.
That will take it away from us.
Both teams 10-2 right now.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the Sunday night game.
That's the Sunday night flex.
The MVP and Russell Wilson playing against Jimmy Garoppolo.
I will take number 2.
Chicago kid.
I know. I love him. I'll take number 2. Okay. But yeah, no. I think that 3 strong games, consistency out of Mitch, showing confidence that he can make the throws. We'll go the farthest. Even if he has, a game with 2 interceptions. God forbid there's another interception. Whatever. Like, as long as he looks confident, he's making decisions, I'm happy moving forward with him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if he stumbles in any of these 3 games, I'm taking quarterback in like the 3rd, 4th round. 100%. 100%.
Basically your first or
it.
second pick.
No, we got second rounders.
Yeah. Oh, so you're saying second rounder?
Well, it depends who's available. If Tua's on the board, if Tua Tagovailoa is on the board,
if Jacob Eason's there, like I know it's early, we haven't looked totally like in depth into these prospects. Like how in love will people be with Eason and stuff? So I mean that's a possibility too.
I don't know. We'll see.
There's also the Phillip Rivers debate. Do you go after the free agency?
The 40-year-old Phillip Rivers. I'm good. I'm good.
I mean, Phillip Rivers ain't bad.
I love Phillip Rivers. The bolo tie is my jam.
The Chargers lose him games. He doesn't lose games. The Chargers lose.
You're
him
fucking
games.
right. He's amazing out there. But
he's my fantasy quarterback in one of my leagues. Got to
yeah,
defend
I've heard
him.
Phillip Rivers. I've heard Andy Dalton. I can't tell you how little I want either of those guys in this team.
Teddy Two Gloves.
Teddy Bridgewater. I don't know. Phillip Bridges might look better than that.
I bring that up because last week we got comments about how
they don't want him.
If Teddy Bridgewater is the coach, I don't want
the quarterback.
I don't want to be a fan of this team.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far, but I wouldn't want him. Anyway, all the opportunities are there. If he struggles, I'm taking a QB. If he plays consistently, looks great, I got no problem going next year. He's on the final year of his rookie deal.
Yeah.
Like, look, we're playing with house money. Our defense maybe has a chance to get healthy. We should be getting Hicks back at some point this week. So I'm looking up. I think I think the Bears have a chance to end on a strong note and play spoiler for your Vikings. So I'm all
Dave's
upside
like, I don't care
one.
about the other two. Just win that one.
I'm all upside on this one. I'm hoping Mitch can be the quarterback of the future for our team, but has he done it yet? No. Let us know what you guys think, though.